What's up? Borderline Superpowers back with another video today. I'm in the same outfit. There's that same cloud. This is a part 2 video. I watched this video and I realized I wanted to do a part 2 on certain things. Make sure I'm not covering up the mic. This might be a shorter video, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So one thing that I do want to go ahead and say is I mentioned that we shouldn't try and control our intense emotions and shit, you know, and that we should navigate through it. That's definitely true. You know, I stand by that. And I'm only really saying that mainly because I know how hard it is to control emotions with BPD. And it sometimes if we really just try and sit there and control it, it's gonna make things worse because we realize how intense they really are, and it's gonna make us spiral out of control even quicker sometimes. At least from my personal experience. You can let me know if you have another you know, individuals are different. We're human beings, we're individuals. So if you have anything that's different that's happened to you as far as like trying to control your emotions, then just let me know. You know, everybody's different. But you know, for me, man, controlling that shit, it makes it worse. So I literally have to accept them and just navigate myself through them. And about the whole controlling thing, one thing about emotions and control with BPD, you cannot let your emotions control you. Like, this is why you have to navigate through them, because a lot of the time they just control you. You know, any like fucking slick ass fucking sarcastic thing you say to people when you're in a BPD mood or whatever, that's just your intense emotions just grabbing you and just fucking like pushing you around that shit to do that, you know what I mean? And I mean, that shit's real, yo. I mean, I've been through that shit. It's really hard. It's fucking really hard, especially dealing with humans, man. Humans are something else. So, but you gotta learn how to like literally navigate yourself through it, because in the long run, like, sure, it may help soothe the chaos and shit within, but it really doesn't. It's gonna, if you let your emotions take control of you, and you let them like just, what's the word? I'm trying to look for like a, I don't know, my brain just ended up just fucking just farted. Like, fuck. But anyway, if you let these emotions control you, like, you're gonna end up treating people like shit and everything, because your emotions are so intense. You feel so empty within, you know, you feel like all these feelings within, and it's gonna hurt you in the long run, because, you know, a lot of the time, you know, just the average person, you know, like, just think about a friend, like a real friend that actually, you know, you could go to and not get bullshitted from or whatever. It's like, you know, a somewhat healthy friend. And I mean, if you're treating them like shit, they can just say, fuck it, I'm leaving, you know? And that's gonna end up like creating more grief with you. Like, you're gonna be, I mean, I didn't mean to say grief, I meant to say guilt. My mind's just all over the fucking place. It's gonna end up creating a lot more guilt, and you know, you don't want that shit. I've been in plenty of scenarios where I only acted off of my intense emotions, and then just I ended up saying some shit that I did not mean at all. In the moment, I stood by it 1,000,000,000%, because I mean, once you're at that level of intensity, you're not really thinking, first off, you're not thinking about how this person is feeling. You're only thinking about yourself in terms of how fucked up you feel. So you're just standing by it completely. So in the moment, that might seem legit or whatever, but it's really not, you know? So this is why we have to take a step back and really observe that shit. And this is when like art and shit comes in handy, and like writing and journaling, poetry, whatever the fuck, man. If you're in that mood, just go do whatever the fuck to just observe that. I'm actually into like writing poetry and shit, and you're probably like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy. Like, but nah, on some real shit, yo. Like, if I'm feeling some type of way, I'll just take a step back from everything. I'll just go silent and just go fucking write this shit down, like, on some real shit. Whether it's like write like some raps down that I'll never fucking rap, whether it's legitimately write a poem of how I'm feeling and then read it back to myself a couple times and be like, damn, that's fucking crazy. And then I'll feel a little bit better. Of course, it might not like completely delete all the fucking the intense emotions, but it's gonna bring it from like up here when you're feeling absolutely fucking high off that shit. Like when you're feeling a bad high off those emotions and you're ready to go fucking like to do some damage, it's gonna bring it to like down here once you put those emotions into things like, you know, music and art and shit. Like a lot of I don't want to say a lot of these artists, because artists nowadays, like, but I'd probably say like a lot of like there's a really good amount of artists over the entire fucking years of, you know, releasing music, how it is these days. Dude, a lot of them are literally just going through some shit, whether it's personality disorders, like, I mean, it could be anything, and they just turn on the mic and they just fucking let that shit out, you know. And that's the shit that I really enjoy. Maybe that's for you, maybe it's not. A lot of these painters were fucking depressed as fuck, probably borderline as fuck, you know, doing all this, like, and they just sat down and they just, you know, did their magic. And it probably helped them a lot in that specific moment. So I'm just I guess the second part is to tell you, like, don't sleep on don't sleep on art and shit, because that shit will help you out a lot. Like any type of art, man. Like dead ass. If you're a drummer, you're feeling rage, dude, I hope you're ready to fucking make the biggest fucking noise of your life in that motherfucking drum set, man. Same with anybody that's making beats, that's doing whatever, you know. Don't bring it out on these people, because that energy comes back to you. This is the reality we live in. You know, whatever energy you put out is what you're gonna get back. So you gotta take some accountability, you gotta accept it, and you gotta do something about it. And yeah, man. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Borderline's out. Peace.